The Sinaloa Cartel, one of the most powerful criminal organizations in Mexico, is currently embroiled in a violent civil war. This conflict has caused chaos in its heartland, Culiacán, and poses a threat of expansion beyond its borders. Understanding the roots and implications of this struggle is crucial for comprehending the dynamics of organized crime in Mexico. The genesis of the conflict. The current strife within the Sinaloa Cartel can be traced back to a meeting held on July 25th, which set off a chain of events reminiscent of a movie plot. This meeting took place at a ranch and involved key figures from the cartel, including the 76-year-old Ismael Zambada, known as El Mayo, and Joaquin Guzman, one of the sons of the infamous drug lord El Chapo. El Mayo, a founding member of the cartel, had a $15 million bounty on his head. On that day, rather than collaborating to resolve a political dispute, El Mayo claims he was ambushed and kidnapped by Guzman's associates. This incident marked the beginning of a bitter power struggle, the kidnapping incident. According to El Mayo's account, as soon as he entered the meeting, he was assaulted and hooded. He alleges that he was then handcuffed and transported to a remote airstrip, where he and Guzman were taken to El Paso, Texas. This dramatic turn of events suggests a betrayal of significant proportions, positioning Guzman as a potential informant to U.S. authorities. While Guzman's attorney has denied any such arrangement, skepticism surrounds El Mayo's narrative, given his history of evading capture. Nonetheless, many in Culiacán view this as a pivotal moment, a betrayal that would ignite a violent conflict within the cartel. The rise of violence. As tensions escalated, El Mayo's son, Ismael Zambada Siqueiros, reportedly began forming alliances to counter the Chapatos, the faction led by Guzman. The ensuing violence erupted on September 9th, marking the official start of hostilities. Since then, over 50 people have died as rival factions engage in brutal confrontations. In the impact on Culiacán. The city of Culiacán has become a battleground, with the violence spilling into the streets. Residents have been caught in the crossfire as gunmen retaliate against each other, leading to a climate of fear and uncertainty. The local economy suffers as businesses close and families flee the violence. Key players in the civil war. The Sinaloa Cartel consists of several factions, with El Mayo and the Chapatos being the most prominent. El Mayo, with his decades of experience, has maintained a significant influence, while the Chapatos represent the younger generation aiming to solidify their power. El Mayo the veteran. Ismael Zambada, or El Mayo, is a formidable figure in the cartel's history. His survival tactics and ability to navigate the treacherous waters of organized crime have allowed him to evade law enforcement for years. His recent kidnapping claim adds a layer of intrigue to his character, raising questions about loyalty and betrayal within the cartel. The Chapatos, the new blood. Joaquin Guzman and his brothers, often referred to as the Chapatos, represent the next generation of cartel leadership. They are seen as ambitious and ruthless, willing to do whatever it takes to expand their influence. Their recent actions have put them at odds with El Mayo, igniting the current conflict. The broader implications. This internal conflict within the Sinaloa Cartel has broader implications for both Mexico and the United States. As the violence escalates, the potential for collateral damage increases, affecting innocent civilians and straining local law enforcement resources. Regional instability. The ongoing civil war threatens to destabilize not just Culiacán but surrounding areas as well. If left unchecked, the violence could spill over into neighboring regions, leading to a wider conflict that could involve other criminal organizations and law enforcement agencies. Impact on drug trafficking. The Sinaloa Cartel has long been a major player in the drug trade, particularly in trafficking cocaine, methamphetamine, and fentanyl. This internal strife could disrupt their operations, leading to fluctuations in drug availability and prices in the United States and beyond. The path forward. As the Sinaloa Cartel continues to grapple with its internal conflicts, the future remains uncertain. Both El Mayo and the Chapatos are facing serious legal challenges, with trials looming in the United States for drug trafficking and other charges. Their potential convictions could shift the balance of power within the cartel. Law enforcement response. In response to the escalating violence, Mexican authorities have vowed to increase their efforts to combat organized crime. However, the effectiveness of these measures is often called into question, given the entrenched nature of the cartel's influence in law enforcement and politics. The role of the U.S. The United States has a vested interest in the outcome of this conflict, primarily due to the ongoing drug crisis fueled by cartel activities. Increased cooperation between U.S. and Mexican authorities may be necessary to address the root causes of the violence and disruption. Conclusion. The civil war within the Sinaloa Cartel represents a significant turning point in the landscape of organized crime in Mexico. As factions vie for control and power, the repercussions will be felt far beyond the borders of Culiacán. The situation remains fluid, and the coming months will be crucial in determining the future of the cartel and the broader implications for society.